Okay, I want to read you a text exchange purportedly between the wife of Republican Congressman Don Bacon of Nebraska and an anonymous ally of House Speaker wannabe Jim Jordan. The anonymous texter writes, "Why is your husband causing chaos by not supporting Jim Jordan?" Bacon's wife replies, "Who is this?" The texter writes, "Your husband will not hold any political office ever again." Okay, now. That threat did not work on Congressman Don Bacon. Today, he voted against Jim Jordan for Speaker for a second time. And here's what the congressman had to say after that vote. "They are messing with the wrong guy. I'm not going to be cowed by this stuff." Several other Republican Congress members who voted against Jordan also spoke today about threats and intimidation that their campaigns received. So the death threats are maybe an actual strategy here? Tonight, Republican Congressperson Mariannette Miller Meeks says she received credible death threats and a barrage of threatening calls since she switched her vote in order to oppose Jordan in round 2 of voting today. And she added, "One thing I cannot stomach or support is a bully." We're going to unpack that right now with Michelle Goldberg, opinion columnist for the New York Times. Michelle, first of all, Republicans speaking out against bullies is like a slightly cold comfort given who the sort of nominal head of the party is.
Right. Although I guess it's impressive in that, you know, the moderate kind of quote unquote moderate wing, what passes for moderate Republicans, you know, have been so incredibly spineless that I think most people expected them to fold. You know, they thought that they would fold on the first vote. Now it seems like increasingly like the attempts to threaten them into compliance. Right. And the thing is, death threats in the past have been very effective in getting Republicans to do the will of the Trumpist base. Right. I mean, we saw that in, for example, McKay Coppins talking to Mitt Romney and Mitt Romney saying that his colleagues were saying that they wanted to vote to impeach, but they couldn't afford the, I can't remember, millions of dollars a year in personal security. And they were worried about people going after them. And so that has been the sort of MO of the far right Republican Party, not to make these threats themselves, but when they say that they're going to unleash the base, they know very well what that entails.
Release the Kraken, in the words of Sidney Powell. I do think, you know, there is also a difference between the death threats issued from Trump and his followers and those issued by Jim Jordan, a man whose support is only declining here. I mean, the question is, and I ask you this as someone who, I know you don't know the answer, but how do you think this Jordan saga ends? Well, I shouldn't say Jordan saga, the Speaker saga ends.
I don't know. My guess, I think that it will probably end with someone like Patrick McHenry
getting an extension.
Yes, because it just doesn't seem like there is any other way out short of, you know, the kind of Matt Gaetz caucus. If the Matt Gaetz caucus couldn't bring themselves to vote for Steve Scalise, you know, Mr. like kindler, gentler David Duke, I don't think that they're going to find themselves able to get in line to somebody who's even more moderate than that. It's very hard for me to imagine that some Republicans will peel away and make a deal with Democrats. But, you know, I think our politics now are in a place where all outcomes are very hard to imagine, but something has to happen.
Well, and it's clear that they can't get it done on their own. The only question is what kind of price Democrats are going to extract from them, because they plan on it, as you heard Pramila Jayapal saying earlier.